Today I'm going to be showing you my 3 favorite setups for the new operator Denari. Now let's get straight into this, starting with Cafe. This map is perfect for Denari because of how open it is and because of how versatile he is for the hatches and the skylight, which takes us to our first Denari placement, and that is going to be right over here. And then your second one, just simply throw across and then bring another one back this way. Now the reason we put 2 Denaris on this side and not that side is because we are going to connect these right here behind this couch. This will make it pretty difficult for attackers to actually swing with leverage here on New Balk. Speaking of New Balk, our next Denari is going to go right at the leg of this desk, and we're going to attach that to another one right over here. Do be sure to get rid of all this debris. This will block anybody pushing in from red. And for your last Denari, you're going to come back into Cigar, and I like to connect this one to both the one behind the couch and just to this top one, because why not? It'll give you a bit of cover if they're trying to chuck stuff into the freezer doors. Before we get into the next Denari setup, be sure to comment your favorite setup, as it may just get featured in our next Denari video, which is Canal. So your first Denari, you're going to want to come into box and throw right next to this trash can. Then you're going to come over to this wall, make sure you reinforce it from the other side, and tuck one in the reinforcement. This is going to deny any drones from messing with your bandit trigger or from entering from red. Next, Denari is going to reinforce both of these by just chucking in this corner. This will completely cut off the box double door. And then I actually like to use all my Denaris here, even though you can spread them out for either sky bridge or even top green or just the hallway in general. But we're going to just completely cut off breach, assuming that this is going to be the main priority. Now, I personally like to chuck one over here as well, just because if one drone gets right here or one nade, it will completely wipe out most of your utility. So make sure that you're not just chucking one and then the rest in one spot. Spread them out a little bit, that way if a couple get picked off, you still have some utility. So following that rule, we are simply just going to chuck a few more out and just tuck another one here in this breach. And this will be all of your Denaris. One, for if they get breach, they are going to completely struggle coming through this double door. And if they don't, they're going to struggle coming through the red door. Even though these are decently easy to deal with, especially this bottom one, because you need it out a tad bit to go through the feet holes. But this will cause a lot of issues, especially for utility usage. But realistically, when the attackers see this, they're probably just going to push Skybridge. Next Denari setup is my favorite, but it takes a little bit of prep work, and it's here on Theme Park and Armory and Throne. But here's the catch. Try to get 2 other bomb sites, at least one, out of the way first, so that you can hopefully get Maverick and at least Ace banned. Now, if you do not have a thermite ban, just hope you have a good bandit trigger, and this will work phenomenally. Now, the reason that this is one of my favorite Denari setups is because if you have breachers banned and you have a good bandit trigger, Throne essentially only has 2 entryways, and that will be Split Door and Dragon Door. So we're just going to completely deny both of those. So first, come to your Split Door and just chuck a Denari straight at the bottom in this corner. Come over into Armory and just get some under this desk. This is your foundation. Now you're just going to keep stacking Denaris on both sides. I recommend having 3 Denaris on this side and 2 on this side. Now for Dragon, we're simply just trying to deny utility because realistically this is the hardest door to come through. So all we're going to do is come right here and chuck down a single Denari. This will also attach over here to this top Denari if you get it lined up appropriately. And then simply come attach your last Denari in Armory through the feet holes. This will make it more difficult for utility to enter from the dragon side, as it will partially cover the vent, even though it's not the best, but say someone chucks a ying through the vent, it will definitely get it. And then of course, it also blocks off the dragon door. Now the reason we have less utility on dragon is because this can be held very easily just with 2 people, where split can be a bit more difficult, especially if they get breaches open. So that's why we're stacking more utility here over on the split door. That, and it also has way better cover as it can go deeper into sight. So if you're an attacker and you do not get the breaches open, split is practically impossible to come through, meaning that your whole defense team can be watching dragon. Now these are some pretty basic Denari setups, but I promise you they are incredibly useful. If you want more in-depth Denari setups though, make sure to comment down below. That might just be our next video. Anyways, peace out, be safe, and I love you guys. Bye-bye.